start our new unit, that is development of lateral surfaces of solids. Now, when we discuss this development of lateral surfaces of solid, we must know the different types of solids. So, which are the different types of solids which you know before studying their development? So, the first type is polyhedra. Under this category, polyhedras are of different types, that is tetrahedron, cube, prism and pyramids. Now, what we mean by tetrahedron? Tetrahedron is having 4 faces and all 4 faces are equilateral triangles. So, base means on which it is resting, that surface is called as base of tetrahedron, and remaining 3 surfaces are called faces of the tetrahedron. So, this is the tetrahedron. Then cube, we know that cube is having all 6 surfaces, and all 6 surfaces are square surfaces. Then third solid is a prism. Now here, depending upon the base shape, that prism is named as triangular prism if its bases are triangle. If 2 bases are square, then this prism is called as square prism. Similarly, if the opposite bases are pentagon, then pentagonal prism. Bases are hexagon, then hexagonal prism. Likewise, prisms are named according to their base. And this prism, how do we define this prism? That it has 2 base and 4 faces. 4 faces. Now here the face is a rectangle. Similarly, in other prisms, faces are always rectangle face. Then next solid is a pyramid. Now pyramid is having 1 apex point and 4 faces. Now depending again upon the shape of base, that pyramid is named as triangular pyramid, square pyramid, pentagonal pyramid, likewise. Now then the next category of solid is solids of revolution. Solids of revolution. In that, the different solids came under this category: the cylinder, cone and sphere. Now we know the cylinder, we know the cone, now and sphere also. So these solids are called as solids of revolution because they are some certain shape. Suppose triangle is revolved about the axis, then whatever the solid we generate is the cone. If a rectangle is revolved about its one of the edge, whatever the surface it generates, that surface is called as, or that solid is called as cylinder. And similarly, half circle, if we revolve around its axis, then whatever the shape it generates, that shape is called as a sphere. So this is the second category of solid. Now, which important terms are used to define any solid? So normally in this unit you will find that different terms are used to define the solid, such as first important term is the axis. We know that axis, height of axis. Axis is the imaginary line which passes through that solid, and that, suppose here the axis of prism, axis of tetrahedron, then axis of pyramid and axis of cone, like that the word is used. Then edge of base. Now edge of base, this is called as edge of base. Here when it is resting on this, so this is called as edge of base. So edge of base is the term where on which surface it is resting, that edge of that surface is called as edge of base. Then edge of face. Now we know that the surfaces are vertical, surfaces are inclined. Here in this case surface is inclined, here the surface is vertical, and the edge of that surface is called as edge of face. So here this is the edge of face, here this is the edge of face. Now there may be, this edge may be a vertical edge or it may be a inclined edge. When that edge is inclined, that edge is called as slant edge. Now here in case of tetrahedron, this edge is called as slant edge. Here the vertical edge of face, and the apex. Now here this point is called as apex, this point is called as apex, this point is called as apex. That is the point where the inclined faces, now if these three inclined faces meets at this point is called as apex point. Here the inclined surfaces, three triangular surfaces meet at this point is called as apex. Here all the generators of cone intersect or it meets at this point, so this point is called as apex point. So these terms are used to define any solid in this unit. Then the concept of placing the solid in first quadrant. Now we know that in our this unit we are assuming that every solid is placed in a first quadrant, and that means its base is placed on a horizontal plane and it is resting on its base and it is in front of VP. So this solid, any solid out of these all solids, they are always placed in a first quadrant. That means if you consider this as an observer, the plane which is vertical is called vertical plane or a VP. The plane which is horizontal, that plane is called a HP or horizontal plane, and our object, that solid, is placed in a first quadrant. So this derives the divide the space, and this space is called as the first quadrant. Now when any object is placed, any solid is placed in this quadrant, we need to define the position of its axis and position of its base. So we are going to solve number of problems by assuming that the solid is placed in a first quadrant, and to define the position of base of solid, position of axis of solid, we need to have a reference of this horizontal plane and vertical plane. So this is important for this. So we'll after this we'll discuss. Suppose we have a tetrahedron and this tetrahedron is placed here in first quadrant. So what we call, so tetrahedron is resting on its one of the face on HP and its axis is vertical, now naturally a vertical, and the one of the base edge is either parallel to the VP or perpendicular to VP, because the base is triangle, equilateral triangle, and to define that equilateral triangle we need to take reference of one of the base edge. That one of the base edge is either parallel to VP, or one of the base edge is either perpendicular to VP. Here this edge is perpendicular, this edge is parallel. So like this, how the edge of base is placed with reference to another plane, and that need to understand to solve or to place the solid in this first quadrant. Similarly, this we'll see in examples how these solids are placed in a first quadrant by the terms or by the statements written in the problem.